Deepfake is content, for example, video, text, or audio that is artificially created, something that is fake. And I think it was roughly in 2017 when we saw those new types of technologies emerging. There was a very interesting deepfake of President Obama that surfaced and went viral. It was actually part of an awareness-raising campaign to show how powerful those tools can be. And after that, we saw many, many other examples. And I think in the future, it will become more and more common because it's really cheap to produce fake content. It's very easy to access this technology. It doesn't really take a lot of time or expertise, so the spread will be very, very prevalent. And that doesn't mean it's a problem. It can be used for normal purposes, but it could also be used for problematic purposes, for example, for misinformation or gender-based violence, or it can be used to meddle with elections. So yeah, with deepfakes, there are a couple of giveaways. For example, sometimes deepfake technology is not really good at creating faces, so the eyes and the nose might be off. At the beginning stages, generative AI was really bad at rendering hands accurately. Sometimes they were just not the right amount of fingers. And so that technology is getting better though. So it's now much better at creating hands and making images of faces that are very, very convincing. And so the initial giveaways are melting away in a way. And the same comes true for color. The deep fakes that are being produced are often very, very colorful, very strong colors, very bright colors. Often there is a glow to it or a glossiness. But again, you now know about this. So you can tell, for example, an artificial model to make it less glossy, use less dramatic colors, and so it will be harder to detect that in the future. If I could give one piece of advice for a safer internet day in relation to deepfakes, I would say be curious about the technology, be excited about it, don't fear it. I think the best thing you can do is play around with it, figure out what it can and cannot do. I think the worst thing is that people are afraid of it, think they don't understand it, and they don't trust it, and they think that is something that is not for them. In order to be able to detect fake content, it's more likely that you'll be able to do that if you have familiarity with it. And especially when it comes to more critical areas where deepfakes are being used to spread misinformation or meddle with election, the worst thing you can do is check out and say, I don't know what's real anymore, I don't believe anybody, and so I'm just gonna retreat. And so yeah, I think that's what we should do, is just play with it, figure out what it can and cannot do, and then it will be less scary.